Hi YouTube. Say hi to YouTube chat. Today we are doing some patch note video. It's been a long time since the last posted YouTube video. So this is gonna be like the first YouTube video in a very, very long time. It's a big patch, so probably deserves a YouTube video. It's gonna be a very long one. I'm probably gonna talk for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But yeah. Anyways, Night Troupe is up upon us in the version 225 patch, as well as a bunch of other changes that are coming. A lot of QOL, a lot of cash shop changes, and etc. etc. We'll dive into it before the patch tomorrow. Alright. So first of all, event notes, we have Night Troupe, Nautilus Night Troupe. This comes from TMS. It's an EXP grinding event. It used to be both an EXP and a drop rate grinding event, but now it's just purely EXP. They kind of redesigned it to be purely an EXP event because I think they realized most people just use it for the EXP anyways. Anyways, it's Night Troupe Nautilus. The event lasts from the 23rd to the 19th, which is basically a little bit less than a month. A little bit less than 4 weeks, which surprises me because our previous Night Troupe was about 5 weeks. So I guess we get less time to grind, which is unfortunate, but I mean, extra grinding time is extra grinding time. Can't really complain, right? So it lasts it lasts a little bit less than 4 weeks. In the event, basically you have a bunch of stuff going on, but mostly it's about EXP grinding and also unlocking certain skills with the skill UI inside. So you get temp stats along with like a EXP grinding buff. Alright. So we have, first of all, we have the designer grade. The designer grade is kind of like leveling up your attractions, or rather it's like you're leveling up your level. I don't know, like the event level basically that you have. You start at level 0 and you have four levels. You have junior, senior, veteran, and master. Each of them require a different amount of dream coins in order to get to the next level, and every time you cross to a new level, like for example when you get to junior, you get a terror bonding booster, and you can read the rest yourself if you want. Basically, these event coins, you get them from grinding. You can get up to 300 a day, as you can see here. And it doesn't matter if you spend them. If I remember correctly, this is the same in the previous event as well. It's based on the total cumulative that you've gathered so far. So like, as long as you gather 300, you hit the limit. If you spend that 300, it doesn't matter. It still counts the 300 towards your next designer level. So you can feel free to spend your coins as soon as you get them. It won't affect you getting to the next rank. Alright? You don't actually have to spend the coins to get to the next rank. You just have to accumulate 1,800 in total. Alright. Basically, what you can spend the coins on are these skills that you have here. I went through this already previously from a TMS video, but if you all want to know exactly what the skills are, I can't remember them exactly, but this one gives... Oh wait, no, actually no, there's a skill breakdown later, but basically like they give like EXP buffs and boss damage and buff duration and stuff like that. You will see later on. So you can spend your coins at upgrading these things, basically. Anyways, so for getting to a junior rank, you get a terror burning, standard terror burning. For getting to senior rank, you get an equipment transfer. This one works like previous events where you can basically transform either a level 160 weapon and below or level 100 secondary and below to a different class, and it retains the same potential and it swaps the potential if it's for a different class. So for example, if you're mage transferring to a warrior, you will swap from magic attack to weapon attack and vice versa. So it's quite good. The flame also will change, obviously. It will copy the same flame stat as before if you're transferring a weapon. Also emblems. Yeah, you can also do emblems. If you have like your gold maple leaf emblem or whatever that you want to transfer because you're using a Saren emblem, you can use this event to do it. For a special note, you can't do things like Princess No and Black secondaries. You can only do the level 100 secondary that you can buy from all the secondary vendors. Kaiser and AB, obviously you can't do this because these are tradable. Hayato secondary also cannot, and Zero's weapon cannot. Make sense? Makes sense. Next, we have Cash Move, which is basically Lady Blair. You can transfer cash items across your entire world from different characters. You don't have to be in the same branch anymore. This one works just like Lady Blair, and once you achieve a veteran designer rank. And lastly, we have Master Designer rank, where you get to transfer mounts. It's the same thing as secondary and equipment transfer, where you basically turn the mount into like a scroll, and then you claim it on the character that you want the mount on. This is a little bit different from TMS because TMS had hair transfer, so you could take the hair that you have currently on your character and turn it into a coupon and then transfer it to a different character to get that hair on that character. But I don't know why it was omitted here. We didn't get hair transfer. We got mount transfer instead, which is, I mean, a lot of henny holes will be mad because I think a lot of people wanted to transfer hair. But we don't have hair transfer. Unfortunately, it's mount transfer. So, too bad. I'll answer questions like later on. We'll go through the patch notes really quick first. Okay, so you can see the festival skills here. Certain, like for festival skills, you can only unlock them at certain ranks. So for junior designer, you can unlock all of these skills, and then you have to get to senior designer to unlock the next section. So basically, like at level 1 of the combo kill and rune duration, you only get the combo kill generation cycle reduced to 45 instead of, for example, and then at level 2 you get the rune EXP buff increased by 100%. So you have to wait for senior designer, like the second week of the event, basically, like not second week, but 6 days into the event, because you need 1,800 coins in order to get the rune EXP effect. So basically the first week you don't really have the rune EXP effect, which is kind of sadek, but what can you do, right? What can you do? Of course, you also have the EXP gained from killing monsters, all that. You can upgrade this as well. So, some of them you can't be upgraded. Like some of them are just max level 1, but some of them, like the combo kill one and the rune and the normal EXP one, can be upgraded. And the increased arcane symbol one as well can be upgraded. So some of them can't, some of them can. Veteran designer, same thing, and for this as well, and arcane symbol as well. Yeah, you can look at the skills yourself if you want, but basically, the main things are the haste-like effects that you get during this event. Because like extra rune effect is like a haste effect, except that you don't get the reduced cooldown, obviously. And double EXP for Polo Frito is also like haste, and the extra EXP flat is better than haste. Actually, haste doesn't have this. So yeah, that's the main gist of it. I don't know if the double EXP for Monster Park counts for Monster Park Extreme. If it does, that's great. If it doesn't, then, well, too bad, I guess. But we'll have to see. Anyways, those are like the notable skills to get. Of course, you have like boss damage and all that as well that you can get later on. Okay. Also, when you get to a certain designer grade, you also get like passive buffs that are just given to you without you needing to upgrade anything. At junior designer grade, you get like these buffs. Basically, you get up at master designer, you get up to 20% extra crit damage and 30% IED and a bunch of crit rate and attack and stat. They don't give you boss damage because boss damage is already in the designer skills themselves, which is, where is it? It's here, yeah. The shitty thing is that you kind of have to wait until master designer grade, so basically like, how long do you need to wait? I don't remember, wait, let me see. 7,500 means like 21 days into the event. About? Yeah, you get master design. Oh no, not really, because there are extra events that you can get coins from as well. So probably like 2.5 weeks into the event, then you can achieve master grade if I'm not wrong. Anyways, there's also a bunch of like smaller stuff, but the main thing is also this skill that comes with the event itself. You choose either Spiegelman or Kyrene as your mascot for the week, basically, and they both have similar effects, but with like different ways of like giving the effect to you, basically. So the first effect is Spiegelman's one, which basically what happens is you kill 500 mobs, and then you receive like a decent amount of EXP, and you also get an EXP buff that lasts for 3 minutes. So the difference between ours and TMS's one is that TMS's one lasts 2.5 minutes. So I can bring up the TMS one here if you all want to see, because they don't give us the numbers in Maple C's one. But I assume that it's similar, except that our duration is longer for some reason. I don't know why. So this is the TMS one. Night Troupe. As you can see, we pretty much have the same like effects here, except that they have the hairstyle extraction, which we don't, and Spiegelman and Kyrene. So what happens is you get a bunch of EXP, and you also get a EXP buff for 2.5 minutes. Theirs is 2.5 minutes, ours is 3 minutes for some reason. I don't know whether this is a typo or whether or not it's intended. We'll have to see once the event actually starts, right? Yeah. So you get this 120% extra EXP buff for 3 minutes in Maple Sea, supposedly 3 minutes in Maple Sea. after killing 500 mobs. And this levels up as your designer levels up, so you end up with like 180%. The way the Kyrene skill works is that you roll a dice, and if you're lucky, you get the 40% chance, which gives you 240%, which is basically double that of Spiegelman's. But if you're unlucky and you get the 60%, you only get the 40%, which is half of what, which is 1/3 of what you get for the Spiegelman EXP. So expected value for this is actually the same. So like the expected value between these two is actually the same. It just depends on whether, but this one just gives you a chance of maybe having slightly higher EXP or slightly lower. There's a bit of variance with the Kyrene skill. So it's really up to you which one you want to pick to use as your main skill to use for the entirety of Nautilus Night Troupe. But for me, I'll probably take the first one because it's more consistent. Yeah. So basically that's what the skill does and the EXP that you get from it. Alright. And you can only activate it 40 times a day. So what this means is, let's say you're grinding. It takes you about 2 minutes. For me, probably like 1.5 to 2 minutes to kill 500 mobs. And then afterwards you get the EXP buff for 5 minutes. So in general, what that means is it takes you about 5 minutes or so to activate it once, to go through one full activation and activate the next time. So to activate it 40 times, basically it's about 200 minutes worth of grinding, which is like 3 hours and 20 minutes basically. So this effect only really lasts for about 3.5 hours of grinding every day. So you can't really like push further than that. There's no reason to push further than that in this event. Except once you unlock the other, these veteran designer skills, when you get like extra rune EXP and extra Polo Frito Bounty Hunter EXP and extra flat EXP itself for killing monsters. Because for the first week especially, you won't get extra benefit. Like you won't have the necessary coins to go and upgrade those skills anyways, so you might as well just grind 3 hours a day and activate all of the effects, and then afterwards just stop grinding, because yeah, you only get 40 times a day anyways. Yeah. Alright. As you can see, for Kyrene's one, you open it also 40 times a day and you get a random EXP multiplier. It's either the good one or the bad one, according to the TMS Night Troupe. Alright. Okay, next we have Nautilus Fireworks Festival. This one's standard. You at every XX30, you enter the map and there's a fireworks festival that gives you stat buffs. These are just purely bossing buffs. You don't use it really for anything else. Next, you have a Punch King. Punch King, you have 120 seconds to score 1,500 points, and you get 150 coins for it. This one opens right away after patch, so you have to do it daily basically. This Punch King you have to do daily, and you get extra 150 coins per day from it. Right? But you don't have to do the full 1,500 points on one character. So as you can see here, you can receive it on multiple different characters as long as the total doesn't exceed 150. So for example, actually no, it doesn't matter. There's no top limit. So if you need like to enter twice to get the full amount, I think you just enter twice if I'm not wrong. Yeah. I think. Actually, I'm not sure. It doesn't say. Maybe it's, I'm not sure whether it's like whether like a character can only, once you like hit 100 coins and you don't exceed 100, you can't get any more than 100 already for that day on that character, and then you go to another character and get the last 50, or whether or not it's you can go twice on the same character and get like 75. I'm not sure. So we'll have to see for this one whether or not you actually need to get 1,500 on one character, or you can split it up amongst multiple characters. We'll see. So basically this nets you another 150 extra coins per day. So in total you can get 450 coins a day from both grinding and from this Punch King. So 450 a day means that you can do the math. 7,500 divided by 450 is how much? Wait, let me pull out a calculator. I'm not into mental math. It takes you about 17 days to get to Master Designer rank. If you do it every day. If you do Punch King every day and you max out the coins every day. Alright. Okay, next we also have the next event, which this one only unlocks at Senior Designer. This one is basically just an AFK area. It's similar to Mulang Training Center, where you just AFK and you get EXP and points and like coins. The coins only count towards your daily limit, so it's not like you get extra coins. This is just an AFK area if you want. Same thing for this second event that also only unlocks at Senior Designer. It's another AFK event. Oh no, this is for Trade EXP, sorry. So you get AFK inside here to get Trade EXP. And you just hover over like the platforms. So you sit on a particular platform to get a certain particular trait. So you can just AFK here on your characters to gain traits. You sit on different platforms to get different traits. So pretty nice. It's like an AFK trade area. You also get dream coins if you need them to max out. Okay, next. Okay, this one I'm a little bit sad about because this one is the EXP buff that you can get. This one stacks with MVP and stacks with everything that you have. And in TMS it's 2 mil to activate. But in Maple Sea it's 200 mil. Which is very sad. Wait, I can show you guys in TMS. Where is it? Okay, there we go. 2 million mesos with a 50% EXP buff. However, in Maple Sea, it is 200 mil meso. It's 100 times more expensive to get the EXP buff that affects everybody on the map and also gives you 50% extra EXP that stacks with everything else that you have. Safe to say that I probably won't be using this. This is a little bit too expensive for me. But it's 200 mil for 30 minutes. It doesn't sound worth it to me. I don't know if people will actually go and sponsor this because you can sponsor this. You can only use the buff yourself twice a day, but you can, like, other people can use it and you can like share their buffs, right? Because it gives it to every player in the same map. I don't think anybody is generous enough to sponsor. Maybe not. I don't know, but it's kind of expensive and probably not going to use it myself. Next is also the catch up way, the thing that you can use to catch up, which is 3,000 maple points to give 200 dream coins to every player in the map if you need to catch up. Apparently this is also shared, I think. So if you spend 3,000 maple points, you get to help everybody catch up on their dream coins if they haven't already capped out. So there's a theoretical max limit, which is basically like day 1 is 300, day 2 is 600, day 3 is 900, etc, right? If you can't go beyond that limit. So if you already capped your coins yesterday and you got 300 already, this catch up does nothing for you. Basically, you can't go beyond the limit. All right. Next we have shooting range. This one is like aim trainer. It's aim labs. It's aim labs. You have to shoot like the prizes that you see. This is only available at veteran designer and once you cap coins, by the way. So you have to shoot the thingies here, and like sometimes there's a prize behind it, sometimes there isn't, and you shoot them according to what you want. Yeah. So basically you have like you only have 2 seconds to shoot. And there are 10 rounds, so you have to choose what you want to shoot, basically. So some targets may not contain any rewards, so even if you shoot like the gold chest, you might not get the gold chest. But do note that if you get, like, for example, extreme growth potion, like you shoot this one and you get extreme growth, you can't get extreme growth anymore for the rest of the round. So you can only get 1 per day for everything. Alright. And also if you complete all 10 rounds, you also get 1 extreme growth potion by itself. So the random rewards you can see here, you can go and look at it yourself. Some of them are quite nice. The gold treasure chest in particular is quite nice because you get there's a chance that you get a prepared spirit pendant, 7-day one, and the spirit pendant itself for 7 days. There's a chance, it's not like confirmed. And also the special reward ones, you can see these are all just extreme growth, storm growth, and growth potion 1. So not that great. Honestly, I think the gold chest is better. So like, yeah, play aim labs. Start sharpening your aim because you only have 2 seconds to shoot whatever the hell you want. And most likely you'll be shooting the gold chest, I would say. Most people will probably shoot the gold chest, right? Everything else is kind of meh. Okay, next. Find the Burial Swiggerman. This one is only... What's that? Oh, this one is once per day if I'm not wrong. And this is only so that you can cap coins. If you have not reached the maximum limit, then you can join this event. If you have already, it doesn't matter to you. Because this one is basically just like free coins to help you cap coins every day if you need it. If you don't need it, it doesn't matter, right? It's the same thing, it's like lucky draw. Like you spin, and then like if you win 3 in a row, you get 300 coins. If you win 2 in a row, you get 100. If you win 1 for the first one, you get 50. But if you lose at all in any of these 3 spins, you lose all the total and you have to wait 15 minutes to try again. So it's just a very stupid way to coin cap. Don't bother doing this. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's not really very important. Okay, the next one is a roulette game. This one is only for Master Designer. It's only open on the last week as well. This one's actually quite important because this one you get like free spin every day, if I'm not wrong. Oh, 3 spins a day, sorry. You get three spins a day, and you preach that you get what you want, basically. You can see all the rewards here. The nice things are actually the authentic symbols that you can get. You can get like 2 authentic symbols, or yeah, basically 2 authentic symbols. The nice things are all in the shiny and the WoW treasure box. There's an 18-star coupon as well. But I mean, it's just free shit, I guess. So if you want to like, just go and spin twice a day and hope you get lucky. If you don't get lucky, you don't get lucky. Too bad. But if you get lucky, great. Okay, we also have a new Fairy Bros Golden Carriage. I'm not too interested in all of this. I'll just scroll past it really quick. It's like a bunch of max growths and all that. And that's good luck, good luck. And a new damage skin, the yellow tangerine one. The mount is quite cool though. This mount is quite cool, Thunder Lion. And okay, there's also a Independence Day, Malaysia Independence Day event. It's the same thing that they did for Singapore one, which is the empty hourglass shit, which is pain in the ass to do. And I didn't actually even bother doing it during the Singapore National Day one. If you want to do it, you can do it. I'm not going to go through this event. This is a pain in the ass and it's not worth my time. You can also get like free cosmetics, I guess, if you complete all the days. So yeah. There's also an AFK leveling event. Basically, the more you AFK, the more EXP you accumulate. Yeah. The EXP gain is based on your character's level. You get the EXP gain per 10 seconds when you're online, and EXP gain per 20 seconds offline. And you can only gain up to 12 hours worth of EXP in total. Yeah. And you just claim the EXP on whatever character you want. It's a pretty useless event. Like, it doesn't really give a lot of EXP, but I guess it's nice for meals. Kind of nice for meals. It's literally just AFK. Like, there's nothing to get. You do get some nice authentic symbols though, if you AFK enough hours. So if you AFK 80 hours, you get authentic symbols. If you AFK 100 hours, you get a chair. Can you use on burning? I think so, actually. I think. Yeah. Okay, you can also buy a chair in order to AFK on the chair, and apparently AFKing on the chair gives you slightly more EXP, slightly more like time spent AFK, apparently. Yay. You can transform into an ant or in the ant mount state. NPC collect star candy, collect to an amount grants you the very own golden pickaxe. I don't know what this is. Oh, okay, so basically, like, yeah, you just go and collect star candy in this map, in the Silent Bushes event map, and you can get like a golden pickaxe, which is cool, I guess, but you have to collect 400 of them. It's a mount. It's not a hat. It's a mount. Yeah. For 10 star candy, you get a mount. For 400, you get the golden pickaxe, which cool, I guess. Okay, Camilla's Autumn Flea Market. This one, I'm not gonna go through this too much because this is just your basic grinding event. This is basically like a filler event. There's really nothing to do in this event. You just grind every day. You get 300 Cosmo Flowers, and you get attendance rewards for hitting that limit. So attendance rewards, you can get the 5th day one, which is authentic symbols, which is nice, and the 9th day one, which is the extra amount, I guess. Everything else is kind of okay-ish, I guess, not that important. So yeah, authentic symbol stuff. Then you can spend these Cosmos Flower bookmarks on like past cosmetics from previous events. So yeah, you can buy those if you want. Golden Pickaxe, not Andrew. True. Not Misty Island. Thatch. Anyways, yeah, the rest of this is all filler event. Like, you can buy mounts, you can buy stuff like that, other shit like that. Okay, we have Spell Trace Fever every Sunday, as usual. Every Sunday all the way until 1st October. Importantly, you see here that 15% traces go up to 25%, plus the guild skill, plus, what was it? Diligence. You get, I think it's 9% more, so it's 34% for 15% traces. This is important because they're releasing 15% traces. Spoilers, they're releasing 50% traces for Maple Sea for stat. Alright? Spoilers. Okay, that is just the event notes. We're only like 1/3 through. There's a lot of shit already. Overall thoughts is that Night Troupe is going to be a really good event to grind. Go and grind if you need to grind. If you're going to 8.5 like me, go and grind. If you're not going to 285, maybe grind to like 280. It's a better event than haste. Like, it's just a better haste in general. So if you're gonna grind, make sure you grind during night Troupe. It's the best. It's the best possible time to grind. Better than haste for sure. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts on this. The rest of the events are trash. I don't really care about them. They're all like this Camellia Flower Festival and all that. They're all filler events. Okay, moving on. Okay, we have patch notes now, not event notes. Patch notes. Our patch is called Energize. They're coming out with very cool, edgy names for all our patches now. What was the previous one? Was it Sprout? I think it was Sprout. Now it's Energize. I think the patch before Savior was Sprout. Now it's Energize. Okay. Skill improvements. Now you can see the hotkey cooldown timer when they're cooldown timer for certain skills when they're registered in your hotkeys. For example, Maple Goddess and other Goddess blessings. If you don't know what this means, I can show you what it means. Basically, when you have like the Maple Goddess blessing here, right, and you use a charge, you can't tell how long until the next charge is available, because you can't see it cooling down, right? Because it's a charge-based system now and not a cooldown-based system. But in the future, what will happen is that you'll be able to see the cooldown timer on the hotkey itself here for the skill, which is nice. It's decently good QOL. Oh wait, 1 second. Someone wants guild skills. Okay, sorry. Small segue. Okay, anyways, nice. It's a nice buff. They're also reducing the cooldown for Heroes Will from 360 to 300 seconds, which is good. For all wills actually, not just Heroes Will, but all the different types of wills, it's all 300 seconds now, which is nice. They made a bit of an action delay change for Bowmasters so that it's affected by attack speed for their up jump. For Thief Explorer Commons, Ultimate Darkside cooldown has been reduced from 195 to 185 seconds. I believe this is a buff, even though they reduced the cooldown. This is probably like a slight nerf because they reduced the total amount of final damage that you get for it, but it lines up better with your cooldowns now. What about Sengoku Will? That's a good question, Amos. I don't know what the hell is happening to Sengoku Will. It doesn't say here. Anyways, and also they didn't say Sengoku. Yeah, they didn't say Sengoku Blessing. Like Sakuno's Blessing, sorry. So I don't know what the hell is happening to Sakuno's Blessing. I don't know what the hell is happening to Sengoku Will. Alright. Maybe it'll be changed, maybe it won't. Probably won't. I think it won't. Quite sure it won't. Anyways, so UDS changed reduction in cooldown so it lines up better with your burst, but they also nerf your final damage a little bit, so it's a little bit sad for Explorer Thieves. For Demons, they got a little bit better. For Darkwind, their up jump basically has been changed to be affected by attack speed, so you can up jump faster if I'm not wrong. And Calm Stamina is now actually a good skill. It's not a weird neither here nor there skill, which is 200 seconds. It's now 120 second cooldown. And they reduced the amount of HP that it costs and also reduces the duration of it. They didn't touch the damage of it, if I'm not wrong. So it's actually quite a decent upgrade. So now you can use Calm Stamina with every single one of your bursts, because Demon Slayer is a 2-minute burst class, so Calm Stamina with every single one of your bursts is pretty good. By the way, this is going to take fucking forever for me to go through every single piece of info here, but I'll try. Maybe I'll skip some of the stuff that I don't really care about. Okay, for Flora Common, Magic Circuit Full Drive also got changed, same as Calm Stamina. Basically, they changed it from a 200 second skill to a 120 second cooldown skill, and it's now a rechargeable skill, and you gain one charge every 180 seconds. I don't know what the issue is with skills that have 120 second cooldown but 180 second recharge timers. It's just weird to me, and it's just very annoying, because it means that you can't use it every single burst. Basically, there's like off bursts where you'll be unable to use the skill. It's the same with Maple Goddess for heroes and any 2-minute class actually. It's just weird, but whatever. Anyways, it's nice that Magic Circuit Full Drive is 120 second cooldown. But they did decrease the amount of damage that you get from it, obviously, to balance it out. This is good for classes like Arc, where you have a 2-minute cooldown cycle on all your skills, basically everything. So Magic Circuit is no longer that weird skill that doesn't fit a 4-minute rotation and doesn't fit a 2-minute rotation either. So now it just fits 2-minute rotation exactly, which is great. It's pretty big damage buff actually. It's probably worth quite a lot of damage. Okay, next. Aura Weapon. Aura Weapon is changed into a rechargeable skill, and you gain one charge every 180 seconds. Up to 2 charges can be stored. So this is like Maple Goddess basically. And Aura Weapon lasts a really fucking long time. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but Aura Weapon lasts for 140 seconds and the cooldown is 180 seconds. With some cooldown reduction, basically the cooldown is about 175 seconds or a little bit less. So what this means is, if you want to visualize like what this change means, is that if you enter a boss with a full 2 stacks of Aura Weapon and you cast Aura Weapon every single time your Aura Weapon runs out, so you don't wait for the 180 second cooldown, you cast it every single time it's off cooldown. Like not off cooldown, but once the buff runs out, you can basically maintain Aura Weapon throughout an entire 30-minute fight with about, I think, 6 or 7 seconds of downtime. This is what I've heard from like KMS heroes basically. You basically, as long as you're like conscientious and you go and look at your Aura Weapon duration left, you'll be able to easily upkeep it for about 30 minutes straight with like no downtime, which is really good for all warriors because most bosses don't last more than 30 minutes anyways. And you basically have 100% uptime on Aura Weapon, 100% uptime on like 16% final damage. It's actually really, really big. And it's very nice. Just make it passive already? Yeah, that's true. It's kind of annoying that it's not. Anyways, make it a toggle. Steadfast Core has also been reworked to be better now. Steadfast Core is now 120 second cooldown, so it's been changed from this another weird ass skill that is way too long of a cooldown for what it does. It's now actually viable to use its 120 second cooldown. The duration has been slashed in half, obviously, but the damage increase from it has been increased because instead of charging slowly from like 3% all the way to 30% and getting hit 10 times in the process, now it's 6% and you only need to get hit 5 times. Yeah, so in total, the total damage percent that you get is the same, but the duration is shorter and the initial amount that you get is larger. So in general, it's like just a better skill that you can just throw into your 2-minute rotation if you're using it. Or if you're 3-minute class, just throw it into your 3-minute burst if you want. So yeah, pretty good skill now. Not bad, not great. So yeah. Okay, Overdrive, one of the worst skills in the game probably. One of the stupidest skills in the game. They reduce the cooldown by 3 whole fucking seconds. And they reduce the duration by 2 whole fucking seconds. I don't understand this change. I don't really know what they're trying to do with Pyro Overdrive. Like, this skill is so dumb. I don't know why it's a 60-second cooldown. And why the debuff duration is as long as it's on cooldown. Hi, Poofy. Yeah, this skill is just dumb. I think it's just dumb, and they should have just reworked it to be like either a 2-minute skill or like a 180-second cooldown skill with like charges. I think it's dumb. And they should have just got rid of like the minus attack during the skill's cooldown. Pretty sure it's dumb. Not gonna talk too much about it. Anyways, for heroes specifically, Sword of Burning Soul, you can now press the down key and the skill button to summon it straight away into a stationary state. This is quite nice for some bossing scenarios and it's very good for grinding. So you don't have to press the Sword of Burning Soul key twice. You can just press, it's like Elder Fountain basically. You just press down plus the skill key instead of like pressing the skill key twice, like taking the sword out and then placing it down, which takes longer. So it's nice. It's a bit of a QOL for grinding. Although there's bigger QOL that's coming in KMS, spoilers, where you can just like toggle the skill so that the moment you summon it, it just summons where you're at in a fixed position straight away. So this is like nice QOL, but it's obsolete QOL that will become obsolete in about 3 months. So yeah, kind of nice, but not super nice. Okay, Paladin. Blessing Armor, you can now hide the skill activation effect. Blessing Armor is the big gigantic blue suit of armor that hovers above your head that doesn't allow you to see Black Mage Curse. So you can now toggle it off. Although it's a bit annoying because you can't tell when you have Blessing Armor stacks, but I think the QOL of not being able to see is better because honestly, I don't remember when I have Blessing Armor anyways. I just assume that I do. I just assume that I have Blessing Armor stacks. Anyways, Blast, the damage has been increased, which is great. Divine Judgment, damage has been increased, which is the grinding skill, which is Okaeg. Sanctuary, damage has been increased, which is great. Mighty Mjolnir, damage has been increased. And the shockwave damage is also increased. So overall big buffs for Paladin, which is really nice to see. Because I have to do Paladin Liberation at the end of the month for Lotus. I haven't made a video on that yet actually about Paladin Liberation. I haven't talked about my Paladin in forever. Anyways, yeah, there's big buffs for Paladin, which is nice. Dark Knight got a little bit of a nerf, which is undeserved, I feel. But this was based on like 3 months ago when Dark Knights were better than all the other Explorer Warriors because of how strong Destiny was for them. They got a 2% FD decrease and Dark Thirst attack bonus has been decreased as well. It's a little bit sad for Dark Knights. They honestly don't deserve it. And in Maple Sea, it's even worse because Dark Knights are already worse than Heroes and Paladins because of attack speed. Yeah, Maple Sea and GMS because of 0 attack speed. This is like Dark Knights are already bad. I don't know why we're nerfing them. Anyways, moving on. Chain Lightning buff. Chain Lightning got a 20% extra increase in their skill damage percent, which equates to like 10% final damage basically in total. Like 10% increase in final damage on Chain Lightning. Nice buff. It's actually a pretty good buff. What did DRK do wrong? I don't know, don't ask me. Not my problem. Okay, Bishop got a bit of a nerf, which is probably deserved because Bishop is really strong. For Blessing Ensemble, you get less final damage per party member. So the Bishop itself gets less final damage per party member, but for Blessing Harmony, you get that FD back basically. So, except when you have 5 or more people in the party, five people in the party basically. But you also get reduction for Blessing Harmony for each party member, which is Sedge. Big Sedge hours for Bishops. It's not terrible, but it's not great either lah. Anyways, for prayer, there's also been a custom command added, so you can toggle prayer now, and you toggle between 3 minute and 2 minute, depending on which one you want. You can just automatically toggle it, so you don't have to press the skill twice in order to cut prayer. Because right now, the way prayer works is that you press it once, prayer goes on, you press it again while the skill is on to cut prayer into half, or not half, but into a 2 minute cycle instead of a 3 minute cycle. So now you can choose whether or not you want it immediately from the start, and it doesn't matter how many times you press it. Yeah, it will just cut automatically by itself. Okay. Angel of Libra. Custom command has added to decrease skill duration and cooldown immediately without needing to reuse the skill. I don't know what this means. Bishop mains will have to tell me, but I don't know what this means. Anyways, moving on. Master. This is whatever. Oh, it's the same as prayer. Oh. Okay. I don't know what this is. I don't know what the skill does. Anyways. Sorry. Yeah, Bowmaster, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. True sniping can no longer interact with NPC when the skill is active. You can click on NPCs when you're iframing on Cross Bowmaster. What the fuck? Maybe this is to prevent you from accidentally clicking on things when you're iframing. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Night Lord's got some pretty substantial nerfs. Probably not deserved in KMS, but probably deserved in Maple Sea and GMS because Night Lords are really strong at 0 attack speed. For Mark of the Assassin, it's been changed to 150% regardless of character level. Right now, I believe it's something like 150% plus like whatever your character level is, right? Or something like that. I can't remember. I don't remember exactly what it is. Oh, ads are going on. Anyways, yeah, I can't remember exactly what the skill description for Night Lord's Mark of the Assassin is right now. But they improved Shadow Leap, and they made it so that Mark of the Night Lord is 225%. Oh no, that's sorry. Mark of the Night Lord is the one that has like the random multiplier for your level. So yeah, it's 225% now regardless of character level, but they also give you an extra 100% here. So in total, it's 325%. I don't know how much this is compared to right now, but I know it's lower. Based on what my Night Lord friends have been telling me, this is basically a nerf to Mark of the Assassin. Because for 4 seasons right now, they have, like, because of the 4 seasons buff, you get 325% in total, but it's definitely less than what you have right now. I think right now it's like 360 or something. 350 plus, 360? I don't know. Depending on your level lah. Also, Dark Harmony has a reduction in FD by 2%, and attack bonus also reduced by half. So overall, like, quite substantial, oh, Bleeding Toxin also. Quite substantial Night Lord nerfs. Yeah, it's pretty sad for them. Not that not that they don't deserve nerfs. They kind of do deserve it. I say that as a hero main. Not a buff for anyone below 295. Oh, okay. I see. But what if you want to go 300? Okay, anyways, that's besides the point. Shadow Veil is better now for Shadowers. Dual Blade Chain of Hell can now be used mid-air. Wow. You finally have the technology to iframe in the air. Pog. The skill effect will now quickly display if the chain does not hit any target. I think what this does is it helps you to animation cancel faster so that you don't get stuck in the animation if you don't intend to. And you can now use it during Bloody Storm and Blade Ascension, which is cool. Yeah. Slight dual blade QOL. Viper defense form. Damage reduction has been reduced, and it's no longer affected by skill effect transparency. And Serpent Screw only puts you in the combat state when casting the skill. Okay, cool. Don't care about Captain, Cannon Master. You get rechargeable skill now for Barrel Roulette. I don't know what this does, but cool. Cannon Barrage gets extra. This is their main attacking skill if I'm not wrong. Gets increased, and Rolling Cannon Rainbow, which is their hyper skill if I'm not wrong, that they use for burst, is also been increased. So Cannon Master buffs, I guess. Oh, there's been some Soul Master nerfs as well. For Soul Master, when you create a Cosmic Orb, you get less attack bonus. When Cosmic Orb is created, the attack bonus is reduced again for the first and the second level of the skill, and you get less crit damage for Soul Masters. It's still a really strong class. Still the strongest class in the game, but it's nerfed a bit. I don't think anyone plays Flame Wizard, so I'm gonna skip Flame Wizard. Howling Gale no longer casts when you don't have enough wind energy. Cool. You can hide Shadow Momentum now on Nightwalkers. You also get FD reduction and Shadow Spear damage reduction as well. So reduction in Nightwalker DPS. I don't know if this is deserved. I don't know. I don't know that many Nightwalker players. I don't know if it's very, very strong. I assume that they're quite strong. Okay, Striker. Something to do with Crashing Wave. I don't know what this does. Ask Moo. And it doesn't share the minimum applied. I don't know what this is. Lightning Unity. Passive effect has been improved to activate while the active effect is not activated. Okay, I don't know what this does. Cool. Striker buffs. Great. Mihao got some nerfs, I think. Oh no, they got some buffs. Sorry. You can now see your Royal Guard properly. You also get extra final damage. 5% here, but you get 5% reduction here. Okay, so no, you don't get extra final damage. Never mind. But Shield Installation, I guess, has a better cooldown now. Okay, Aran, you can put certain things as a hotkey now. I think Hunter's Targeting is the big one, because now you can just press it for the iframe instead of having to input like a certain key combination, right? I'm not sure. I think you have to input a certain key combination, right, to use Hunter's Targeting. But now you can just put it on a hotkey, which is nice. Okay, Evan. Evan has so many. I don't understand Evan at all, but it looks like they got nerf. Yeah, slight nerfs to Evan. Lumi looks like it got buffed, but not enough. Lumi is still a pretty weak class. You do get more damage if you input 4 keys. Oh, I see. Understood it. Okay, nice Lumi buffs. Mercedes Lightning Edge delay has been reduced, and time to start moving has also been reduced. So buffs to Lightning Edge, I guess. I only know that Lightning Edge is a skill that you use for anti-collision, but it's not really that relevant anymore, given that you don't really need anti-collision anymore. Okay, Phantom has gotten a little bit of a buff. Yeah, for, I don't know how to pronounce this, and Tempest. Yumbo, Summon Other Spirits changed for an on-off skill. What's Summon Other Spirit? Is that the purple spooky ghost thing? It's not, right? Okay, I don't know what this skill is. Sometimes the naming is weird. But oh, the door. Okay, cool. Thank you. Spirit Ward is basically their Foxfire, the shitty Foxfire, and you can see how many you have left on the hotkey icon, which is nice. And they are no longer affected by skill transparency. So, like, not really Yunwall buffs, but kind of. Okay, Demon Slayer skill icons have improved. I don't know what this means, but they also reduce the amount that your gigantic snake consumes. Instead of 10% of your max HP, it's 2000 HP now, which I think in general is a buff, because unless your HP is 20,000, this is less. It's 2000 HP is definitely less than 10% of max HP. I know a lot of Demon Slayers complain about like dying during their burst because they have to spend a lot of HP to set up their burst, especially in healer. It's very annoying in Heretic healer, so this is definitely a buff for them, I think. Okay, Blaster. I'm not going to Blaster. I don't care about Blaster. Moving on. Battle Mage, I don't really care about Battle Mage, but I'll read a little bit, I guess. Okay, it looks like nerfs. Yeah, they got damage decrease, boss damage decrease, and final damage decrease. But they did standardize their cooldown. So instead of 200-second cooldown, and 100-second cooldown, which has been a thing for a while already for Battle Mage and Mechanic, by the way. Mechanic also got the same treatment this patch. Everything is standardized to 180 seconds and 90 seconds. They changed Ho Yang last patch, but they didn't change Mechanic and Battle Mage. So this patch they're changing it. So pretty nice for them, I guess. Actually, no, they got extra 5% fire damage. Okay, whatever. I don't know anything about Battle Mage. I don't care. Moving on. For Wild Hunter, there's like some small changes. I think the biggest one is this, where you don't consume that much MP anymore. When I was training my Wild Hunter to 250, or not mine, but Seth's Wild Hunter to 250 last time, I consumed so many like power elixirs because this thing fucking consumes so much mana, but now it doesn't anymore, which is great. It's the grinding skill, the main grinding skill. Okay, moving on. Okay, Mechanic, there's a lot of changes. Thankfully, I kind of know what Mechanic does because Pat plays Mechanic. They improve homing missiles, so you can fire more homing missiles now, which is cool. That's final damage increase. And you can animation cancel properly some of your skills with homing missile. Using Mechanic Dash will also no longer get you into a combat state. For your portals, when you put them down, the skill icon on the portal will show in the buff icon. Like the remaining duration of the portal will show in your buff icon now, which is nice. You also get 5% extra final damage straight up from overtuning. But you also get a reduction in final damage from support waiver, so from 10% to 7%. So this is their red tube that they put down on the ground to give their whole party final damage. You get less final damage from this now, so 7%. Also, there's like there's also the final damage reduction from this as well. So in total, you lose 4% final damage for your party, but you get 5% for yourself. So yeah, that's just saying fuck party play, I guess. Anyways, for Robot Mastery, you no longer have to put down your summons, because previously what happened is that you need to put down like a 50,000 summons for Mechanic to get your passive 45% damage percent. But now it's just passive by itself already without having to summon any robots, which is big QOL. You can basically just put down the robots that you think are useful. Like not all of them are useful. Like Rock and Shock is useless. Boss and Tots is okay, and like the mini cannon is okay. So you don't really have to put down all of them. You don't even have to put down your portals if you don't want to, because portals also count towards final damage. Portals also count towards the damage per summon robot, but that's no longer a thing. Anyways, next is a lot of their skill cooldowns got reduced from 200 to 180 seconds. I don't know why they put this line in here 3 times. I think this might be an oversight, but it's basically saying the same thing. This is one of their burst skills. 200 seconds to 180 seconds. For bombardment mode, you can also now cancel by right-clicking the skill, and they also reduce the cooldown from 100 seconds to 90 seconds. Intercooler Stevie at that point, maybe. And also for their main burst skill, all metal armor missile launch. Okay, that's a mouthful. Also reduced to 180 seconds. And Mecha Carrier as well. So all of their skills got reduced in cooldown. They didn't touch the damage percent, which is nice. So you basically have 10% extra uptime on all your burst skills, as well as like the rest of the nice QOL. So Mechanic is actually a pretty good class now, honestly. How much they reduce the cooldown by again? Shut up, man. Okay, Xenon, I don't care about Xenon. Moving on. They buffed it. Oh, that's all I know. Yeah, it's a buff. Yay. Kaiser, I don't care about Kaiser. I don't know if there are even any Kaiser players. I know there are. There are definitely Kaiser players in Maplestory. Yeah. Kane, not many changes. Cadena, this is for Pua. Apparently Chase is no longer affected by cooldown reset effect. Like all of their weapon variations are actually no longer affected by cooldown reset effect. But the additional hit cooldown has been reduced. Oh Jesus, that's loud, sorry. My fucking playlist has like weird audio tuning, I'm sorry. It scared the shit out of me. Hi Ray. Thanks. Thanks for the 14 months. Anyways, yeah, weapon variation reduced cooldown by itself already. I guess this is to offset the fact that you can't cooldown reset it anymore, I guess. I'm not sure. I have to ask a Cadena main. Ask Boa. Boa would know. Okay, Angelic Buster, you can can hide soul recharge UI, which is cool. Zero's got big buffs. They got like quite a lot of final damage from on a lot of their skills, as well as just flat final damage, which is cool. It's a huge buff for Cadena. Oh, okay, that's good. Is it so that it doesn't eat up your Grandis Goddess blessing charges? Because I know that for the way that the Cadena Grandis Goddess or Nova Goddess blessing, I guess, works is that it will, like, if a skill resets, like, it will go down to the next tier. Like the reset chance will go down to the next tier or something like that. Like every time a skill resets. So maybe this is to stop Chase from activating that. Yeah, it's for bad. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay, Kinesis. I don't care about Kinesis. Mu probably doesn't care either, so I'm not gonna go through this. Adele, you can now see when the last remaining duration of your sword is, the order swords, with the least remaining duration in the buff icon. So the last, like basically the sword that is about to expire soon will show on your buff icon. Like it'll show you how long until it expires, which is nice because QOL. Okay, for Arc small QOL, you no longer freeze the boss HP, which is nice because you can't fuck up your sewers anymore like I usually do by freezing the boss HP by accident. And you can now exactly see how much damage you're doing when you bind the boss. Because the way it used to work was that when you bound the boss, it would freeze the boss HP and you wouldn't be able to see how much damage you're doing. So sometimes you could accidentally one-shot bosses when you don't mean to. Okay, for Endless Torment, the cooldown will now apply at the start of the cooldown. This is nice so that your cooldown sync up more nicely. And Charge Spell Amp actually will now apply to the Charge Spell buffs applied at the time the skill is used. So what this means is, okay, for y'all that don't understand how Arc works, for how Arc works now, when you press Charge Spell Amp, your charge spells don't, like let's say you already have like certain charge spells activated already, like Gust, Scarlet, what was the other one? Abyss. Like those spell charges won't be affected by charge spell amplification. You need to go and re-hit the boss again in Flora mode with all your random spell charges like Gust and all that in order to reapply the new charge spell amplified buffs. But now what this means is that you, as long as you have like some spell charges up, the moment you press charge spell amplification, it will immediately like apply the charge spell application onto the buffs that you already have instead of you having to go back and hit the boss again with like the rest of your shit. So it's nice because this means that buff duration is decently useful line for Arc, and also means that you can just press this as like the last spell or whatever if you want to preserve the duration, because like the charge spell amplification buff itself only lasts 60 seconds, so you don't have to waste time like charge spell amping and then hitting the boss, and then yeah, you can just straight away just charge spell amp and then straight away go and bind burst. It's good. I am sitting up straight, by the way. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, Lara. For the Wind Spring, you can set a custom command to set if party members can use it or not, which is, I guess, QOL, in case people, so you don't fuck people up like Mechanic TP. And Advanced 1 proficiency, you get 1 extra attack speed level, and cooldown reduction of conversion of Dragon Vein, which is cool, I guess. Okay, Ho Yang, your distortion gate is affected by buff freezers. Not that we have buff freezers anymore. Yeah, we actually don't have buff freezers anymore. So I mean, I think they mean that it just persists through death now, which is nice. And instead of consuming HP for your, I think this, I can't remember what this is already. I think this is the one where it's one of your buffing skills. It now just consumes 200 MP. Oh, it's bind. Okay, sorry. Bind. I thought this was like the... Oh, you had to consume HP for bind? That's so terrible. Okay, anyways. Now you consume MP instead, which is nice. And cooldown for Lara conversion is great. I have no idea. I don't play Lara. 50% is a lot. Especially in like Heretic Healer. Okay. There's some skill error fixes. I'm not gonna go through this long list, okay? I'm just gonna pretend that I read all of this and skip all of it because I think none of it is really very useful. Yeah. Okay. We're done. 2/3 done. Great. Those are the patch notes. Cool stuff. Most of it we pretty much expected already because they're all from KMS, so nothing too surprising here. Okay, moving on. hell is this image? Why is this image not loading? Is it broken? This Maplestory broken stuff again? Okay, it's broken, whatever. It's broken, I'm not gonna bother with it. General improvements and error fixes. Improvements for quests, I don't care about quests, we're moving past that. For items, now when you use growth potions on characters past the recommended level, they show you the amount of EXP that you gain. Which is nice. Premium Water of Life, whatever. Label and code rings will not display previews, okay. Additional pendant slots have been deleted from commission quest reward for the quest starting today. I don't know what this is. This is no longer relevant because we already have perma pendant anyways. Kali can now use burning booster coupons, which is nice. Items that can be exchanged with additional cube fragments and WAPC fragments have been adjusted. You can no longer get 70% additional potential scroll. Instead, you get a special additional potential scroll. This makes sense because right now you get this. Yeah, I'll show you all. Yeah, you get this, which is like stupid. This is so dumb. Why does this exist for the most expensive cube in the game? Anyways, moving on. For monsters, minor changes to like nice changes to Magnus actually is quite a big change. It's not really very relevant though, so I'm not gonna go through this. Most people can just skip past this. Chaos Pep actually got quite a significant change. Now the clock bombs that you see on the ground that show up on the ground no longer do 100% max HP, they do 70% instead. Yeah. And yeah, that's it actually. So it's slightly easier now. Okay, for Lucid, she will no longer forcibly teleport you when she's using a breath, when the minion is using a breath, which honestly should have been implemented years ago, but nice. So you will no longer die to random teleports during minion breath anymore, which is good. This is only relevant to P1 because she only TPs you in P1. Also a small bug with where she doesn't appear. Okay, great. Okay, Dust. This one's a big change. When the fear phase has been activated, void fragments will no longer be summoned. So like the balls that drop from the sky will no longer summon when you're in the darkness phase, which is great. So it'll make darkness a lot easier to survive. There'll only be like the grabby hands and the tentacles that go across the map now. So it's a lot easier. Yeah, you no longer need to dark sight to be good at this boss. There's also additional notice effects. So basically at the top of your screen, you will see like certain like glowy ball thingies, like glowy red ball thingies that show you that a ball is about to drop there, so you know in advance when balls are about to drop on your face. And now you can no longer drop like multiple fragments all at once in one space, like many stun balls all at once anymore. Good. Okay, Junko. Same thing with Junko. It's the same thing as Dusk, where basically you will be able to see the balls now. Does it mean that in your balance balls don't drop? How does it work? No. Balls are always instants. They're always like for yourself. You can't tank balls for your party members, and they can't tank yours, and they can't see yours anyways. Anyways, for Junko, it's the same thing. You will now be able to see where the energy spheres are going to drop from the sky. And they no longer spawn like a billion stun balls all at once anymore. Yeah. Which is nice. Okay, Black Mage. Power of Creation. These are the purple meteors. These are reduced in size, which is nice. Okay, another big one is Seren. No longer deals touch damage. And you can now duck basically all her attacks. Yeah, every single one of her attacks basically can be ducked now. So you pretty much no longer need Showdown for Seren, as long as you play well. You play her basically like Black Mage. Every time she attacks, you duck. When will GMS get this? GMS is getting this next week. For GMS is next week. For Maplestory, this is tomorrow. Okay, so for Carlos, okay, big Carlos changes as well. Now we have like the new and improved bombs where you can actually see the area which they hit. Like instead of being like an indistinct like circle that you don't really know, they show you the full circle of the area of effect now for the bombs. And the number of explosion zones created is also reduced, so you don't get like multiple stacking bombs now anymore. You still do get stacking bombs, but I think it's like 2 or 3 at most. You don't get like four in one small area anymore, if I'm not wrong, which is cool. So I guess less random deaths to bombs. Yeah. Okay. And also his dive attack now, he doesn't cast anything before using dive. Yeah. Okay, cool. Other small changes, not really important. Maps. Anything important? No, nothing important in maps. Okay. Next. I'm trying to read all of these to make sure I'm not missing anything actually. No, okay. Cool. Error fixers, I'm not going to look at them too much. I don't think there's anything very important in error fixers. Monsters or nothing much. Maps, nothing much. UI, nothing much. Okay, yeah, that's about it. Nice. So some nice QOL for most of the bosses in the game. And some nice QOL for some of the items as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is Maple Jazz. You think it's both getting MVP right now? Depends on your wallet. Okay, moving on. Okay, the big thing that everybody has been waiting for. Cube revamp, guys. Cube revamp. We have very cool cubes now. I can zoom in for y'all to see. We have very cool looking cubes now. Honestly, they look great. I'm not gonna lie, I think the cubes look great. But the names are different now. So these cubes are gonna replace current red cubes and black cubes. Purple cubes and yellow cubes are gonna stay the same. Red cubes and black cubes are gonna be replaced. So red cubes are gonna they're gonna be called regular cubes now. So I'm just gonna call them red cubes from now on. It sounds like red cubes anyways. And they do the same thing. They reset your potential up until legendary, but the tier up rate is low. I think the tier up rate is low, and you can use it to reset your potential up until legendary. The lines that you get are random, and you can't select which lines that you want. Choice cubes are what are replacing black cubes, and basically you can choose before and after. Supposedly they have a higher tier up rate. Not sure if choice cubes have it or not. Not 100% sure. Black cubes used to. Choice cubes probably the same thing. I think it's just reskin, so I assume that they do the same thing. It's just an assumption. We don't know yet. Okay. And also airport cubes get changed to regular airport cubes. RACs now, I guess. Which reset additional potential up to legend. And as well as white airport cubes get changed to choice airport cubes. So they are CACs now. RAC and CAC. Which is weird acronyms now, but we'll get used to it, I guess. This one is like the black cube, but for airport. You get to choose before and after. It's only available during special events. And from Fairy Bros daily gift. So all the other types of cubes will be removed and replaced with their new variants. Okay, you also get, and instead of getting cube fragments, you get this thing called Maple Leaf of Cube. The naming says, as usual, is impeccable. I don't know why it's called Maple Leaf of Cube, but it's called Maple Leaf of Cube. Every time you use a cube, you get a certain number of these things, and basically different cubes give you different numbers of these things, alright? And you use them to exchange for things. So you can exchange for all of these things. It's basically the same rewards almost. Because like you get like regular and choice cubes, you get 1 maple leaf, and then you get 2, and then hexagon quality you get 3. So I don't know whether or not you lose value or gain value. I'm not 100%. Someone will have to go and do the math. Okay, potential improvements. Okay, this one's actually pretty big. This one is what a lot of people have been waiting for, which is the chance to rank up to Epic using sus airport cubes. Honestly, I didn't think they were going to give this to us. No, didn't think. I was like 50-50 on this. And we actually got it. So you can actually use sus airport cubes now to rank up to Epic. And you can use them to roll lines as well. It will no longer degrade to rare tier after that. So yeah, great. Basically, what this means is that every single one of your equipments can have Epic Airport now with like 2 lines. You just need to use, or you just need to like farm enough sus airport cubes, or like, yeah, get lucky, I guess, with sus airport cubes, which is good because it makes it easier for you to like, it makes it so that your character can become stronger and stronger without having to spend money or too much money. So now Epic Airport is like the baseline for everybody already, so there's no reason to not have Epic Airport anymore, which is really good because Epic Airport is quite a lot better than just rare airport. Okay, moving on. They also remove certain lines for all cubes, red cube, choice cube, yellow cube, and purple cube. You will no longer get defense lines and defense lines at all on all equipment actually. As well as for airport, you will no longer get defense lines as well on your airport, which is great. What this does, it removes defense lines completely from the pool. So you have like a smaller pool of lines, which means that it's easier for you to roll the kind of lines that you actually want, which is really nice. It's really, really nice because it means that you have to spend less cubes on average to get what you want, right? They also changed certain lines for airport. This is only for airport, by the way, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, this is for main port also, sorry. Yeah. Main port now, instead of +1 strength per 10... No, sorry, this is airport. +1 strength per 10 levels, you get 32 strength flat instead, which is better than +1 strength per 10 levels that it was previously, because +1 strength per 10 levels basically means you can only get up to 30 strength, but now they just give you 32 strength flat. Same with all the other stats, obviously. And same with attack and magic attack. So you just get flat amounts now, which is nice. Unique additional potential has been changed, so instead of getting +1 per 10 levels, you get +1 per 9. I don't know why they couldn't just give us like a flat amount, but whatever. It's now +1 per 9. Also, they increased the amount of stat that you get from just the flat stat itself from 16 to 18, as well as the attack and magic attack that you get. The interesting thing is that they also increase all the stats, the percent stat that you get from your equipment. So instead of getting 5% on unique, you can now get 6% on unique for each main pot line. Yeah, which is actually really big. So like everybody, like basically if you have like any items that you get, basically if you have any item, you get like +1 on it immediately. Yeah. 4% no change? No, 4% no change, because they didn't want to change Epic Airport as well. So Unique Airport is now significantly better than Epic Airport, because it didn't really make sense for Epic line to have 4% and then your Unique line, main line is 5%. That's just dumb, right? Why is there only a 1% increase? So now it's a more than 1% increase, basically. And the same thing goes for Legend. Your need is 4/4. That's because you have two non-prime lines. We're talking about prime lines. Okay. Legend is... Yeah, again, you get the +1% again across the board for all the prime lines. Like first line, basically. Okay. Same thing, you get increase for... This is for like Eternals as well. And you get like stats that increase and all that. I'm not gonna bother going through all this. Okay, there's also equipment tradability adjustment. So certain equipments actually have a PSOC limit now. Most importantly, Eternals have a PSOC limit. All Eternals basically, except for Shoulder. For some reason, Shoulder doesn't, but all equipment except Shoulder has a PSOC limit now for Eternals, up to 10 times. So you can cut it 10 times, and after you cut it the 10th time and you trade it, you can no longer cut it. It's stuck on your account forever already. So this will change like the way people like price equipment based on like PSOC limit. The lower the PSOC limit is, the less money you have, less meso you have to pay for the equipment probably. Dawn Boss is the same thing as well. You can only PSOC it 10 times. And same for Dark Boss, but Dark Boss is 5, so you can only PSOC Dark Boss 5 times. You cannot PSOC certain Dark Boss, so you can't PSOC Emblem, Book. Is that it? Emblem and Book only? Blackheart and Badge. So you can't PSOC 4 of them, but the rest can be PSOC. So can't be was it first because of flame, so shoulder campaign so not good? Probably, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, here's this one is a bit of a nerf. So boss accessories can be PSOC now, but they also include Dom Pendant in this, which kind of sucks. Yeah, this kind of sucks. Because like Dom Pendant has always been fully PSOCable all the time without needing to care, and it's been like a staple like item for a very long time for everybody. But now apparently Dom Pendants will have PSOC limit, which is kind of sad. Too bad. Too bad. Okay, moving on. The same for Eternals. Yeah, but the thing is that Eternals and Dark Boss make sense because they want to keep the prices of these things high, right? But Dom Pendant doesn't really make sense because it's not like super rare valuable item that they want to keep the price high or like they keep the tradability low. Dom Pendant is just Dom Pendant. Yeah, if you have a Dom Pendant, I suggest that you cut it today. It doesn't matter whether you plan on trading it soon or not, just cut it today so that it retains its 10 scissor limit. So if you have a Dom Pendant, go and cut it right now. Don't worry about wearing it again. Like, tradability is not affected by whether or not you wear the item, it's whether or not you trade it. So yeah. DKR and boss accessory. DKR is in boss accessory because you need a scroll to turn it into a Dawn boss accessory. So it's the same thing lah. It's basically the same thing. It's just you haven't applied the scroll yet to turn it into Dawn boss. Okay, moving on. Dimensional library, don't care. Okay, new totems. There's new Yew Garden, not new, but these are like old Yew Garden totems. So if any of you miss Misty Island, or if you get a shitty Misty Island totem, this is your savior, because you can just farm for the new Yew Garden totems, and you can get the 3-set effect, which gives you 15 extra magic attack and weapon attack. It's actually pretty good. These totems only last 1 month though, so every month you have to go and farm them again. You have to do the quest and farm them again. It's a monthly thing. So yes, if you want to maintain good totems, you have to farm them monthly, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But I mean, it's quite good stats lah. Like you can get 12 Wama and 22 all stat, as well as 10. So it's like 22 Wama and like 42 stat in total, assuming that you're using a Misty Island. If you're not using a Misty Island, then you get more lah, obviously. But with a good flame, a Misty Island totem still beats the 3-set effect and the other totem by itself, if I'm not wrong. Because the Misty Island totem by itself is 520. Yeah, so with a good enough flame, it will beat these quite easily. It will beat like the extra 20 Wa, and yeah, it will beat extra 20 Wa basically, because the only difference is about 20 Wa, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, the only difference is about 20 Wa. So if the flame on your Misty Island totem is better than 20 Wa, use Misty Island. If it's not, use this new totem. But you have to go and farm it every month. Because the assumption is that you're going to use the 12 Wa one and one out of the other 10 Wa ones. So you're replacing Misty Island with another 10 Wa one, which also gets like a 15 Wa set effect. But the Misty Island totem itself already has 5 Wa. So it's a 20 Wa difference. Yeah. It's a new totem, difficult to complete. It's not, you just need to go and grind for it. It's like a grinding thing. I think drop rate helps, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, the 12 Wa one is the hardest one to farm. So I guess if you're lazy, you can just do the 2 10 Wa ones. It's only 2 extra Wa and 2 extra stat. Doesn't really matter. It's a monthly thing anyways, it expires. So you need drop rate to go and farm it, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, see, the totem is obtained at a fixed chance when defeating Shouting Master. Oh no, sorry, this is a 9-tail one. The 9-tail one is shitty, don't bother using this one. It's 2 Wa only. You have to complete the Rare Collector's Item quest and you have to like go and hunt for it, and like there has a certain drop rate for the quest drop, and then you go and turn it in, and then you get the totem, basically, and it lasts 30 days. So new recurring monthly, I guess, which is cool. Okay, there's a update for Singapore and Malaysia. I'm not gonna go through this because it hardly matters. There's just new Star Force requirement maps, which is good for mules, I guess. Yeah. Okay. When you enter certain content, a new party will be created / disbanded automatically. Like if you go for boss content, like any bosses, any Arcane River special content, any Monster Park, Mulong Dojo, Seed, Ghost Park, Shenanigans, Sewers, Flag Race. This is actually really nice. So you don't have to keep they don't keep reminding you that you're in a party and you need to go and disband your party, or you need to create a party to enter the boss. You can just enter it straight away. They just create a party for you, or they disband your party for you. It's great. I like it. Okay, Spell Trace enhancement improvements. These ones, this is the reason why a lot of people have been stocking up on Spell Traces. Because there are 4 new Spell Tracers now, 4 new scrolls that you can use with Spell Tracers. There's a 100% clean state scroll now, so instead of paying 5,000 Spell Tracers for a 5% clean state scroll, you just pay 2,000 Spell Tracers now for... Is it 5,000? I believe it's 5,000, right? Let me fact check this real quick. Yeah. It's 2,000, sorry. 2,000 for a 5% chance. You pay 20,000 for a 100% chance. Although with Spell Trace Fever, it was 2,000 for a 10% chance. So yeah, it's basically, they're just giving you the average now instead of you having to rely on RNG, which I guess is a nice thing. Instant Scroll, same thing. They got rid of the RNG. Arc Innocence is also the same thing. They got rid of the RNG for it. So it's just flat cost now. Also, Golden Hammer 100%. Also, they got rid of the RNG, which means that I can throw away all my 50% Golden Hammers, right? Which is nice. Like, I remember there was like Golden Hammer, like people used to stock up on Golden Hammers because they were running low at one point. But now you have 100% one for 2,400 tracers, so you no longer have to worry about fading your hammer, which is nice. And they removed all the other variants of them, the 5% and the 30% versions. So now you just pay a flat amount and you get what you want immediately. Also, there are 15% spell traces for armors now. They didn't say how much it gives, but if I'm not wrong, it gives 11 stat per piece. I believe right now this one gives. Okay, you know what? Let me go and check. If I'm not wrong, this gives 9. Yeah, okay. Oh, 7. So it will give 9 stat per scroll. It's pretty worth it to do to remake your gear. Like if you have full traced gear, it's probably worth it to go in 15% everything. Yeah. So I myself will probably be doing it because in total you can gain probably close to like 150 flat stat. Which is quite a lot from just retracing your armors. So yeah, probably go and do it. You know what gloves get? Oh no, that one I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Maybe I can Google it. Orange mushroom. Spell trace. Oh, you get 10 stat. Never mind, not 9. You get 10. Nice, it's 10. For gloves, you get 4 Wa for 15%. How much does a glove give now? 3? Is it 3? Oh, it's 1 more attack. So yeah, okay, yeah, it's worth it to use these now. Yeah. Okay, so you get 10 stat instead of 7 right now. So you get a 3 stat increase, which means that you get like, you can probably get like almost 200 flat stat just from retracing your armors, and like another like 8 Wa from retracing your gloves. Very good. Where were we? Okay. Buff freezer improvements. Buff freezers are now buffs will now automatically preserve upon death. You no longer need a B-Roy or buff freezers. You can no longer buy buff freezers even because you don't need them anymore. I don't know what happens with Battleroid Blessing. I don't know if you die whether or not you still get Battleroid Blessing or whether or not you get it passively from now on. They say it automatically applies now, so I assume that just means that you automatically get 20 Wa all the time. I hope that's the case. That would be nice actually. It would be a pretty good buff, so you don't need to die in order to get B-Roy Blessing. That would be pretty nice. Although maybe that will mean that you can't use Rose buff anymore. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Moving on. You can no longer get buff freezers, which is cool, and you also get refund for the buff freezers that you have right now in your inventory. Additional second pendant slot will now be available at all times for all characters. You no longer need to buy anything for it, and you don't have to buy like permanent second pendant slot. But they haven't said anything about people that have already bought perm pendant slot. So what the fuck, Aegisoft? Huh? Return me my like 135k that I spent on the second perm pendant. I bought for 3 characters. I bought for my main, I bought for my Kana, I bought for my Paladin. Return me my money that I spent on perm pendant, man. I hope they do at least. I don't know. Maybe they won't, maybe they will. 45k times 3, yeah. It's like 135k, bro. Fucking 130 bucks. Return me my money. Anyways, okay. Spell Trace Magician Nadia will only be available during special events. Basically, it's only weekends. But I mean, you're only really spell tracing during weekends anyway, so does this really matter to anybody? I don't think so, right? Yeah, so this doesn't matter. You only really spell trace during spell trace people anyways. Okay, moving on. There's new Starforce Hunting Grounds for Twilight Perion, which is nice for mules. Nice. There's new meso limit and meso market improvement. You can now swap to 500 bill and hold 500 bill in your inventory, which is sick. And you can now transact up to 100 times in the meso market, so you can sell 100 bill meso now per day. Nice. Okay, the big one. This is actually really nice as well. There's Fairy Bros daily gift improvements. Now, at the end of the month, you get 10 choice cubes and 10 choice additional cubes. So we're getting the KMS treatment basically. They're giving us the MVP, just the MVP red lol treatment. Basically, choice cubes are the same as black cubes, so you're getting 10 black cubes at the end of the month, and you're getting 10 white airport cubes at the end of the month as well, which is sick. Sick. Also, you're getting 10 red cubes if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah. Oh, everything is 10. So like anything that has like a... Oh, no, sorry, you can't get up to 10 because there's a limit. Sorry. I'm dumb. There's a limit for it. So like if you're MVP gold, you basically get like up until 5 times or 6 times this. But you can't get any higher than that even if you're red. Something like that. But you get 10 of each of these, which is disgustingly good. Like that is like, how much is that? It's like 35k A cash, and then this is probably like 40k A cash. So it's like 75k A cash rebate every month, not including the 50k A cash that you get from Maple points that you get, or not 40k Maple points that you get at the start of the month, right? So it's like 110k rebate every month. Wow. Imagine that. 110k rebate every month from maintaining MVP red. Get MVP red today. Not sponsored, by the way. No amount of spell tracers obtained from boss? What do you mean? I don't think you can get spell tracers from bosses. Okay, anyways, moving on. There are certain arcane and authentic symbol improvements. When you defeat monsters in Arcane River, that you can now get a tradable arcane symbol selector. Tradable, by the way, which means that you can sell it on the auction house, which is cool. So you can max out your arcane symbols faster. That's actually pretty sick. If you're like lazy or like you don't want to do dailies, you can just buy symbols from the auction house, max out your symbol, you know. And also, when you defeat mobs in Cernium and Hotel, you can get a tradable authentic Cernium or authentic Hotel symbol. So they didn't include Odium. They didn't include Odium in this, which I think is a good idea because Odium is like... This is more of a catch-up mechanic than anything. So if they included Odium, it would be a bit unfair because like those people that haven't been to Odium yet, they don't really have a way of catching up with the people that are already at Odium. Whereas if you include Cernium and authentic symbol, hotel symbol vouchers, they can catch up with the people that have already maxed these symbols because no one has maxed Odium yet, so that doesn't really make sense to have Odium selector symbols, right? But Cernium and hotel ones are nice, which means that if you want to catch up, you know, you want to make up for like not being like there on day one to start doing your dailies, you can just buy the symbol now, which is cool. And also the enhancement cost for arcane symbols and authentic symbols have reduced, which is nice also. Okay, moving on. You get less. I think you get more EXP from killing Zakum body itself rather than the arms now, if I'm not wrong, as well as for Horntail. They also added sus airport cubes to certain bosses like like the whole of CRA and Hard Magnus and CPAP. So these are the bosses that are important to do now every week because sus APCs are nice. That's not a very nice thing to say. Anyways, yeah, you get extra sus APCs now from these bosses. So if you're bossing mules, it'll be a good idea to do these bosses. You also get more Crimson, Rainbow, and Black Resurrection Flames when you defeat bosses now. You get more of these, which is nice, I guess. More flames good. You actually can get flames from Akechi, I did not know that, but apparently you can. And everything else is like H Lomian and N Lomian as well included. And all the Arcane River bosses, basically. Okay, boss entry cooldown has been removed, so you no longer have to wait 30 minutes in between bosses now. You can immediately just re-enter. Let's say you go in and you fuck up like a burst or something, you can just exit and then straight away come back in without having to re-enter, without having to wait 30 minutes. This is especially nice in certain bosses like Black Mage, I guess, because in Black Mage, it's quite punishing if you miss your bind or something in P1, right? So if you fuck up your bind in P1, you can just exit and then come back in again immediately and redo the boss immediately, basically. If you have party members with you, all of you must exit before you can re-enter, obviously. And the boss reward boxes have been adjusted to lower HP so that they're easier to kill, I guess. And also, now we have practice mode for all the following bosses: Extreme Black Mage, normal Extreme Hard, normal Hard Extreme Chosen Saren, Carlos, as well as normal Carding. Boss prac for Carding is actually pretty nice, to be honest. So you don't have to like, yeah, you don't have to go for like every single run be a real run, you know. You just do practice. You don't have to like enter. You're not limited by the 3 times entry per day. Because I'm pretty sure there's still 3 time entry limit per day. It's just that there's no cooldown for entry, if I'm not wrong. But there's no longer any more boss practice mode entry limit, so you can just enter boss practice mode as much as you want. Okay, they removed some content like Dimension Invasion, Evolving System, Aswan Liberation, Silent Crusade, blah 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 blah. All these don't matter, no one cares. Okay, 6-star event. This has already been going on for a while already. They just released Chapter 3. You can see what the challenge missions are and all that. If you want to go and see. And they show you what you get as well at the end. For the 3rd chapter, where's the 3rd chapter? You get, where's the 3rd chapter? There it is. Karma Legend Pot Scroll and Karma Event Ring Legend Pot Scroll. Those are the 2 important ones. And the next one has 30 black cubes, or 30 choice cubes, and 1 prepared spirit pendant for chapter 4. This is the gacha update for Maplestory. There's +1 scrolls back again in gacha. Nice. And that's the only notable thing. Moving on. New MRS. There's a new M label. OG. So there's a new S label. S label is not bad. It's quite nice. I quite like it. And there's a new M label, the newest M label out now. It's actually quite nice. I think this is one of the better looking M labels. It's honestly quite sick. The newest M label. There's also hair and face coupons, which are pretty shit. The new cubes, unfortunately, cost the same. I was hoping they would reduce the price, but maybe that's asking for too much. We didn't even get the cube pity system, so I guess it's all just a reskin of the previous cubes. Yeah, they don't cost any cheaper. They aren't more expensive. They aren't cheaper. They're the same. The goddamn same thing. Which is very sad for everybody. Unlucky. Hmm? What's up, Ben? Thanks for the raid. I'm almost done already with the reading stream. Anyways, the rest of this is all garbage. Don't bother. They're also removing Ignition Ring tomorrow, which makes me very sad. I was hoping that Ignition Ring would stay for like another week, but it's not gonna stay. It's getting removed. And actually, that's it. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything, chat? I think that's all for the patch notes. It's an interesting patch. There's a lot of things that I like, and there's a lot of things that are sad. Not a lot of things. There are a few things that are sad, but mostly there are mostly good things. First of all, no pity system. No cube pity system is a big sad egg. What else? Actually, that's about it, to be honest. Like, that's the only thing that I don't really like about the event. Everything else is pretty okay. Oh, also, I guess not reducing cube prices. Yeah. Not reducing cube prices and no pity system is what makes me sad. But everything else is pretty good. The QOL is nice. I like the new event that's coming up. Obviously, it's a grinding event, so I'm all for it. New M label is nice, I guess. And a lot of the QOL that they give, like changing boss monster patterns and all that, like for Saren, Dust, Junko, all pretty huge. The class nerfs and balances I'm not going to talk too much about. That one's a given that was coming already, so no reason to be sad or happy about any of that. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, say bye to YouTube. Bye YouTube. This is gonna be like an hour-long video, which is insane champing to think about. Thank you guys for watching the YouTube video. Like, comment, subscribe. Haha. Sell out.